To the Two Casual MMA podcast, the podcast for the casuals from Two Casuals. I'm back today with a mini podcast. I'm actually going to do two of them, but this is the first one that I'm actually recording today. And wowza, I am completely going off the cuff here. I have no set notes. I have no nothing. I am purely talking off of heart because this man absolutely deserves that. And that is Justin Gaethje, because that is exactly what he has given us his entire career and what he also gave us yesterday. And that is a shitload of heart. So that's where I'm speaking from today. So obviously with yesterday's BMF title fight between Justin Gaethje and Max Holloway, somebody had to win. And unfortunately, somebody had to lose. And in spectacular fashion, Justin Gaethje lost in the most Justin Gaethje way possible. Now, I think it's pretty hard for him to get lost in all of this, considering how epic the win for Max Holloway was and how that went down. But I really wanted today to just speak about what this man has given us, not only yesterday, but what he has given us across his entire career. So Max Holloway said it best. He said that Justin Gaethje had it all to lose, and there was almost nothing for him to gain out of this, but he had everything to lose. He was the person yesterday at UFC 300 that was under the most pressure, and that is because he had a title shot wrapped up, done and dusted. It was there against Islam Makhachev. But Justin Gaethje would not be Justin Gaethje. He would not be who he is if he didn't do what he did yesterday. Did he have to take that fight against Max Holloway? Absolutely not. He did not. But he did it anyway. He did it because it's a Justin Gaethje thing to do. He did it for the fans, for the excitement of the sport, for showing exactly what it is to be a bad motherfucker against somebody who also is cut from the same cloth, right? He took a very, very dangerous fight when he didn't have to. And I think as fans of the sport, I think we should be kissing his feet. I think we should be applauding this man because he's a dime a dozen. He really is. He really is a dime a dozen. And I feel a little bit of sadness for him. Both Max and Justin are two of my favorite fighters of all time. So it was a weird one for me yesterday. But whilst Max Holloway is getting all the praise and he rightfully deserves it, I also think Justin Gaethje should also be heaping the praise as well. Everything that Justin Gaethje was in that fight yesterday. I know that Max Holloway put on a masterclass, but Justin Gaethje yesterday fought 4 rounds with a broken nose, with a broken face, and he still did his best. He still did everything he could to get that win. He fought right up until that last bell or that last knockout. And again, did he have to go through the fire in those last 10 seconds? No, he didn't. But he did it anyway. And he did it because that's who he is. He's a warrior of warriors. He is absolutely warrior personified. He did that last 10 seconds as well to go out on his shield, like he said in his very first UFC press conference when he fought Michael Johnson way back when. Michael Johnson at the time, and I still laugh at it, and I was laughing at it in the lead up to the Max Holloway fight. He said, "I don't think you're prepared to die in there." And Justin, with his crazy eyes, goes, "I am prepared to die in there." And little did Michael Johnson know that this man was, in fact, prepared to die in there. And he lived up to everything that he said that he was from day one in the UFC. He lived up to it yesterday as well. He was prepared to die in there. And he did, in a sense. Those last 10 seconds were absolutely furious with Justin Gaethje ended up going out in his shield and getting knocked out by Max Holloway in brutal fashion. But in a sense, it's just felt very poetic. If Justin Gaethje was to go out and lose that BMF title, which he did yesterday, I don't think even Justin would have wanted to go out any other way than the way he did yesterday against Max Holloway. But Justin Gaethje, since coming into the sport, he has been just action-packed from the get-go. As I said, that first Michael Johnson press conference, I'm willing to die in there. I'm the most violent man in the sport. I'm one of the most violent people in the history of the UFC. I'm just coming on to put on entertainment. At his root and at his core, that is exactly what he is. He is entertainment. He is a warrior. He is a blood and guts fighter. And whilst he went away from that a little bit in his fights against Rafael Vazeev, Michael Chandler, Dustin Poirier, the real Justin Gaethje was there for all to see yesterday. What is really him at his core? Bite down on the fucking mouthpiece, fight your ass off for 4 rounds, go out on your shield, and put on fights that are entertaining for the fans and are going to live on in history for the fans. Now, that's the beauty of a fight like this. That's the beauty of somebody like a Justin Gaethje. Whilst we often speak about, the championship reigns and the technical aspect of fights, I believe it's these sort of fights and these sort of people that have the longer legacy in the sport. Call me nuts if you will. And I think Justin Gaethje, as I said, he's one of a kind. He's cut from a different cloth. And it's these fights and even these losses and these actions that he took leading up to yesterday that have him ingrained firmly in our minds and in our brains for the rest of time. A lot of people don't remember the technical fights in, say, boxing or mixed martial arts, but they remember the fights and they remember the moments that are just blood and guts and heart and ticker and a fuck you mentality and a fuck it mentality. And Justin Gaethje has given us that for his entire career. And in the midst of all the hype of Max Holloway, I feel like that we should be coming back full circle here and remembering that somebody also went out on their shield yesterday. Somebody also gave us a moment that he didn't have to give us. And he's been giving us moments like that his entire career. And I think in the midst of all of that, we've forgotten just to thank Justin Gaethje for yesterday. Because that moment yesterday between Max Holloway and Justin Gaethje, that fight is now all time. It's not even a classic. It's fucking legendary. That moment between Justin Gaethje and Max Holloway, who are 2 Hall of Famers, 2 legends of the sport, it'll never be forgotten. It'll be played on TV screens for the rest of time. And as I said, one man had to win it and one man had to lose it. And unfortunately, it was Justin Gaethje who had to lose it. But in my opinion, he may have lost the fight. He may have lost that last 10 seconds of blood and guts. But he didn't lose anything for me. He went out on his shield like he said he was always going to. He put on a fight that he didn't have to put on. And he lived up to his name. He lived up to everything that he said that he is and was going to bring in the sport. And as I said, he is cut from a different cloth. He is one of a kind. And for that, I think we need to stand back and applaud Justin Gaethje in this time, because when he's gone forever, and there's not going to be anybody else like a Justin Gaethje. This man should be applauded whilst he's here, because as I said, he is absolutely one of a kind, and I don't want him to be forgotten about in the greatness that is Max Holloway either, because without Justin, without this dance partner, a moment like that wouldn't have happened. So I think Justin Gaethje also needs to be applauded in amongst all this. But holy shit, these 2 guys, they're cut from a different cloth. Absolute legends of legends. and I loved every single second of it. And as I said, one of them had a win, one of them had a lose, but I don't think Justin Gaethje is a loser in that at all. I think he's come out a winner as well. And if he wasn't going to be forgotten about before this, he definitely won't be forgotten about after this either. He's a warrior of warriors and a legend of legends and an absolute god amongst men. And he was absolutely willing to die in there. And I loved every second of it. I've loved his whole UFC career. I've loved every second of him. And I'm sure it's not the last we see of Justin Gaethje. But I want to get on here and speak about the highlight because he deserves some love as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this mini podcast. Stay tuned for more. If you like what you see, subscribe to this damn channel because I'm busting my ass and this train is not going to fucking stop. Anyways, casuals, enjoy your day and always remember, Justin Gaethje's the fucking man.